My name is Line Moseng. I'm working at the Norwegian Welfare Administration on our open source Kubernetes-based platform, nice.io.
My name is Tannaz, and I'm working on an open source cloud service for education and research at the University of Oslo. One of the goals of DevOps is to improve the communication and collaboration between different teams with possibly different cultures, right? So let's talk about diversity. Technology is deeply affecting our culture, society, and politics. By just looking at the time people spending on their phones, on different websites and apps, we can easily determine how tech affects our lives. And the work that we put in tech is really powerful, because technology is much more than surfing online. And we have the choices that we as tech developers make have really deep impact on our solutions. And there's a never-ending progress in tech, which is great. Tech makes everything easier. And we have good intentions. We want to do something good for the future. We want to help people. But having a good intention doesn't mean that we are not responsible for the negative consequences that our products may have. We put so much effort into our works, and we try to be realistic and criticize our own solutions by testing and reviewing our own technical architecture, security, privacy, design, and usability. But do we do all those things in a correct way? Technologists are not always aware of their users. That's because most of the people that work with technology today are from an exclusive group with the same background, and they think that their solution will suit everyone without actually knowing people or their needs. There's one important thing that we don't think enough about, which is the way that technology affects our society and the way that society should project into our solution. As technology is too important for our lives, it is crucial that we reflect the society into our solutions. Those who work with tech should be as diverse as their users. In tech industry, like many other industries, there are several people who are underrepresented. With half the population being women, we deserve to have their perspective. And of course, being a minority is much more than genders. People with different culture, ethnicity, language, interest, sexual orientation, body size, age, physical ability or disability. We need to involve all kinds of people. And there are several studies that show diverse companies are able to be more innovative, productive, and collaborate better. Diverse companies can improve their customer orientation, employee satisfaction, and decision-making, which all will lead to achieving better results for the company. And the future comes to us faster than ever. So we should think how we should recruit and how we should motivate and keep the people that we have today. As a company, we should consider who we are, what we want to achieve, and how we can get there. If we do not change the diversity that we have today, we are going to create even greater divisions between men and women, and we will exclude minorities.
So we have to talk about this. The lack of diversity is visible in the solutions, in the technology we develop. And I'll give you some examples. We see it in the massive lack of universal design, and that we tend to create flirting female chatbots. But if it's a chatbot for economical counseling, it's a male serious bot. And we add sexy female voices to our GPSs. We got racist face filters on our selfie apps. Just take a look at how the beautifying filters will make your skin whiter and your eyes bluer and your nose narrower. Our machine learning algorithms tend to train on datasets that's overrepresenting white persons and men. So we are projecting and extending our prejudice through our technological solutions. And we, as an industry that impacts the society in the way that we do, we have a responsibility to not reinforce inequalities. So in order to make better solutions, we have to be aware of our prejudice, but we also need more people from a wider variety of backgrounds in our teams. But minorities are too often leaving tech. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, because we have a cultural problem in tech. There's a boys' club mentality, a white, straight boys' club mentality in our communities. And it makes many minorities feel unwelcome or uncomfortable in their daily work. So it is a problem. We want developers and we want teams that is thinking outside the box. We want those different perspectives and discussions. But it's hard. It will cost you more to be the one who disagrees with a different opinion if you're uncomfortable at work or if you're not feeling safe at work. For example, as a minority, you might get ignored or interrupted repeatedly in meetings. So you feel like your opinion isn't valued equally as your colleagues. Or when you're out traveling on business trips, the guys are going to strip clubs. You're feeling like the odd one out. Or when the majority of your colleagues are making sexist, racist, homophobic jokes at lunch. When talking about this, it's hard not to visit the Me Too movement. It showed us that there's a lot of sexual harassment going on, also in the tech industry and also here in Norway. Women reported sexual harassment at the office, in meetings, at Christmas parties, at job interviews and tech conferences. The reports also uncovered that a lot of the colleagues that were witnessing the harassment didn't intervene. Perhaps they laughed, played along, or just looked the other way. And many of those who told their colleagues or managers about the harassment were told they were exaggerating. It's not that bad, it's okay. And just last week, the New York Times posted an article about Google protecting and covering for managers after they had sexually harassed and forced female employees to sexual acts. So we have a lot of work to do in order to have a more including and productive work environment and culture. And we also have to think about recruitment into tech. We have to get tech and programming onto our school curriculums from an early age so that we can have tech as a more likely option career for those who are underrepresented today. And we have to work towards getting more diversity, more females into leader positions in our businesses.
Diversity is all about inequalities between individuals. Being a part of a diverse group makes us more creative. We can see different perspectives and can associate points, multiple points in different ways. And we should remember that being a part of a diversity group in general is not, or what I'm going to say is that diversity at all is not something that is only important for tech itself, but is also important for the people, for us that working with tech and our users. In tech industry, we want quick solutions, but making a diverse workplace is not something that can happen overnight. Change happens one word, one act, and one person at a time. And to achieve better results and deliver better goals, we need to think differently. Diversity and diversity workplace is not a nice-to-have feature. It's a serious issue that needs serious action. And you can be the change. You can change the dynamic in the room. If something is said that is not okay, or someone is not being seen or heard, do something, say something. Because social changes begin with small steps.
We don't say that you cannot have fun at work, but we have to your team have to have an including culture, and we have to have a good, productive, including work environment, and that is the goal. Thank you.